Hi, let's talk about how YouTube has changed my life in the past 1 year as a full-time content creator. And the second part of this video is on quitting. So let's get into it. Hola. Hi friends and welcome back to the channel. If you're just seeing this hot chocolate for the first time, hey, this is Tinuola and right here I share valuable content. So if you like the vibe, please consider subscribing down below. I want to go straight to the point in this video and make it really short and sweet. Starting first with how YouTube has changed my life in the past 1 year. So I've been doing YouTube for quite a while now, let's say 5 years, but in the past 1 year, I took it more seriously because before I would just do it as a part-time thing. I might not upload in like 1 month, 2 months. But when I quit my job about a year ago, which I shared with you guys, so if you've been around for a hot minute, you might have seen those videos about how I quit my job, why I quit my job, going full-time with content creation, all of that. Anyway, I decided to quit my job about a year ago for certain reasons, like I wanted to change my career path. So I needed time to think through and also go back to school. I also shared about saving towards this period where I was going to be doing YouTube full-time. Because the thing about quitting your job for something like YouTube or content creation in general is you want to be very sure that's a good decision. Content creation is not something that gives you a steady stream of income, and even if you've been making a decent amount of money from it, there's nothing guaranteed. So you want to be careful when you're making such decision. Anyway, I was able to save for this period, which I'm really grateful for. And I also have some support, like I have a partner that is supporting me. So it wasn't too much of a hurdle for me to be able to take this break off. Anyway, there are certain things you can expect from quitting your job. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to get as much income as you were planning to, especially when you're going as an entrepreneur. I consider myself to be a creative entrepreneur. If you're going into entrepreneurship or you're going into content creation, for 6 to 12 months, you might not make anything or basically make little coins out of your work. And you want to be sure that you can sustain yourself in that period of time. So before quitting your job, really put it into consideration. If it's something you have enough savings for, I'm talking 6 months savings to cover all your expenses. And is this something you can also make money from? Are you already making enough money from content creation? That would be the easiest green flag for you to quit your 9 to 5 if it's something you really want to do. So you have to put all those things in consideration. Anyway, I'm glad that I took off this time to focus on content creation and to also focus on other areas that I wanted to focus on, because there's been a lot of pros and there's been some cons as well. Obviously, my savings is not as buoyant as it was before because obviously I've been dipping into it. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Do you have to quit your job to be a content creator? Absolutely not. You can successfully become a content creator even while keeping a 9 to 5. Because the thing about quitting my job for the past 1 year and focusing on content creation is that I've realized that it's not really about content creation. It's not really about me not having time to post content. It's mostly about how I manage my time and the systems I have around me to ensure that, I can combine these two things. So you can actually be a content creator successfully while keeping a 9 to 5 or being in the corporate world. So that's one thing I've definitely learned in this past 1 year, because one of the things that take me time when it comes to content creation is like editing, coming up with ideas, posting, promotion, all of that, which I was able to get a video editor to help me with that workflow of recent. And I was also able to get a virtual assistant, even though it's like on and off. I was able to get a virtual assistant to also help me with some of that. That is one way in which YouTube has changed my life. It has helped me to learn more about myself, how I manage my time, some of the things that I need to improve on in terms of setting systems in place for success, for getting things done, my execution, all of that. YouTube has really opened my eyes to, working better in those areas. The other way YouTube has changed me is in terms of, having a different perspective to numbers. So when it comes to content creation, you're constantly chasing the numbers, you're constantly chasing the algorithm. You just want your videos to go viral, you want your videos to do well, you want to build your community like right now. But YouTube has taught me to be patient like Job. Like I've literally had to be patient, knowing that all this work you're putting in, it might result in something tangible or not. And Is this a sacrifice you're willing to make? You know, YouTube has opened my eyes to not just seeing numbers as numbers, but also understanding that these are human beings. Like when you are like, oh, I'm only 6,000 subscribers, I need to get to 10K, which by the way, let's push this video. We need to get to 10K, yo. That's the next milestone. But when you're thinking of just the numbers, it's easy for you to forget that 6,000 people following you on your platform is huge. It's huge because just imagine 6,000 people in a room with you, or even imagine 500 people in a room with you. These are people that have decided to tune into your content, to tune into your brand, and that is something to be grateful for. So YouTube has definitely taught me being patient and being grateful. I've become more grateful, and I'm trying my best not to be desensitized with the numbers because these are human beings, and I'm so grateful for each and every stage, each and every milestone, and each and every growth that this channel and my brand in general is getting. Of recent, I think we crossed 200 uploads and we have about 400,000 views. Some of the other achievements that I'm really grateful for is regarding my social media platforms. I haven't been that active on social media up until just last year. I took social media a little bit more seriously, especially TikTok. I wasn't really on TikTok before I quit my job last year, and I decided, you know what, I want to start doing content challenge where for like 30 days I'm posting every single day. And if I'm not doing this content challenge, obviously I'm not doing this every time, it's just like once in a quarter because I can't survive posting every day on social media for now. Yeah, that's not me, it's not for me. But doing this content challenge and just pushing myself a little bit to go harder, showing up on social media has definitely helped my brand in general. For the first time, I got my viral content on TikTok. I've gotten like 2 viral content, if not 3, on TikTok, which was a surprise. Definitely built my TikTok following and account, which I'm grateful for, and obviously brought me some opportunities with brands. When you look at the difference between cold pitching companies and brands compared to when you actually have viral content and brands start reaching out to you, it's a big difference. It feels like, okay, this thing that I've been chasing for a while, I'm just going to get it on a platter of gold. Like, it's so much easier when you have viral content and brands actually want to work with you compared to when you don't. And that is why a lot of creators chase virality, because it makes sense. However, even though there are strategies to getting viral content, it doesn't guarantee that you will always have viral content. And the thing about brands is that they like tapping into that moment, into that period of time when you're getting those viral contents. When that period is over and it's like you're only getting viral content, let's say once a year, it's not going to be sustainable. These are things that you definitely want to put into consideration. These are things that I've learned in this past 1 year, because that's the first time I'm getting virality. My Instagram hasn't really gotten any virality. I'm not a huge fan of social media, and doing this content challenge or just showing up once a week on social media, similar to how I show up here on YouTube, it really does help me to stay in touch with my online community, social media platforms, and to also build my brand. And I want to emphasize on why I actually started using these social media platforms. I started using them more often because I was hoping that they can help me build my YouTube channel, because YouTube is my main platform. So YouTube definitely opened my eyes and pushed me to use social media platforms a lot more frequently. However, from everything I've gained from these social media platforms, I wouldn't say I've seen a huge increase in my YouTube community based off of social media, especially Instagram. It's like it doesn't really convert. TikTok converts a tiny little bit, but these are just observations I've made so far. If you're considering doing content creation for the first time, or you've already started and you're trying to figure out like your way around it, what I'm going to say is you don't have to focus on all social media platforms, because that can drain you out. I would say have different goals, have targets for certain times and how you want to go about those goals. There are different types of content creation. You don't always have to show your face. There are some content creators that are meant for just working with brands and making money off of brand collaborations, like UGC content. We also have podcasters, bloggers. So there are different types of content creation. You have to ask yourself, like, why you want to do it. I feel like your why is the biggest thing that would guide you in what exactly you want to do. I genuinely advise everyone to dip their feet into content creation at one point or the other. Just give it a try, especially if this is something that you've been thinking about. This is your year. This is time for you to act on it. Trust me, it looks like it's oversaturated, but it is not. As with anything, there is still space for you. There is still time for you to shine, to give it a try. So if this is something you're considering, the first thing you want to ask yourself is your why. You might not know exactly what you want to do yet. You might not know exactly the niche you want to go into and focus on yet. But if it's something you're really interested in giving a try, of course, give it a try. So when you're asking yourself this question, why do I want to do content creation? Is it for personal reasons or because I want to make money out of it? Now, if you want to make money out of content creation, you have to be very, very strategic. You have to be more specific, even from the start. Like, you have to really hone on a niche. You can change your niche later on, but you have to start with one niche. You have to be very, very strategic and very intentional about content creation if you are looking at doing it as a business. Maybe to promote your physical business or to create an online business, whatever it is, if it's about money, you have to be very strategic from the get-go. But if you're just dipping your feet into it because you like it, you want to do it for personal reasons, you want to have memories of you at some points, memories of yourself and your family, I mean, go ahead and do it. Like, don't even bother too much about the niche. Maybe you have a great personality, give it a shot. If you don't want to do long form, you can try with short forms, which are easy. Try posting on Facebook, try using different social media platforms to see which one you really like and which one piques your interests. I also have a blog post about content creation for beginners, which explains into details like coming up with a niche, your equipment, things to focus on, all of that. So you can check the link down below in the description box. So when it comes to content creation and the digital space or even YouTube, there is no cap to what you can achieve. And what I like about YouTube is it's like a gold mine. It's like a generational wealth. As long as your channel is still active, it's still being monetized, you're still getting paid, and you're still getting traction for videos you've created years ago. As in, most of my popular videos are from like years ago. So that is something that I really love YouTube for. It has also changed my perspective in terms of like using this online space, because trust me, information is kept online. Like, this online world, it takes in information and it keeps it. So you want to be careful with what you're sharing, how you're sharing it. And YouTube has taught me that you can actually make money from content you've made years ago. You don't get to experience this on Instagram. You don't get to experience this on TikTok. As in, TikTok is still a little bit better because it's more search friendly, but definitely not Instagram and definitely not some other social media platforms. That's also another way in which YouTube has definitely changed how I see things. And comparing YouTube or content creation to a 9-to-5, it's different. The corporate world has its own advantages. It's predictable to some extent. It's stable, very stable, and gosh, we love stability. I know I love stability, but I also love a little bit of exploration and just risking things. Corporate world does have its own advantage, but the thing about digital work is there is no cap. You can actually achieve a lot, and it depends on how well you're able to push yourself, how you execute the things you need to get done, how willing you are to come out of your comfort zone, and how much you can learn. Because YouTube has taught me to learn new skills. I've become a photographer, a videographer, a content writer, editor. I'm talking even audio man. Like, you get to learn a lot from content creation, and especially YouTube, because it's a long form content and it requires you to do different things. Editing thumbnails, managing and promoting your videos online. You want to be able to follow the algorithm and, study the patterns. You want to be able to do some SEOs and content research. All of that are skills that I've had to learn from being a YouTuber, from just posting one content per week on this platform. And it's amazing to see how much growth I've accomplished in this period of time with all these skills. I'm talking graphic design. You're going on Canva to create thumbnails. You're going on Canva to, gosh, it's so interesting, especially if you are a creative person. These are things that you actually really enjoy. But then with time, you just get tired. because you're not getting money out of it and it's taking a lot of time from you. I remember when I used to edit videos, gosh, I started using Premiere Pro to edit my videos, and then DaVinci Resolve, and all these things cost money and it takes a lot of time. So, you're thinking of that over time. It's like, I want to start making money out of this. I'm not making as much money. Am I wasting my time? But it's really rewarding. And I would say with time, you will get out of that phase where it's like, oh, I just need to learn this skill, learn that skill. You get to a place where you are ready to outsource some of these things. And then you will just keep going up and up and up in this whole thing. Like, you start seeing it as a business with time, because it really is kind of like a business, especially when you start investing so much money into it. For me, I'm a creative person, and this whole idea of entrepreneurship really sits well with me, and that's the path that I'm treading on. God help me. I don't regret taking out time to pursue content creation or to pursue YouTube. I really don't regret that. However, since I've been away from work for a while now, I am considering getting a part-time job, especially because I'm back to school. Yes, I'm a student. So I am considering getting a part-time job so that I don't dip too much into my savings. I'm just sharing this because I don't want you to feel like, oh, if you make this decision, you can't evolve. We are constantly evolving as creators, as human beings, and it's beautiful to share your journey on YouTube if that's comfortable with you or not. Whatever is not comfortable with you sharing, please don't share. That's another thing I've learned on YouTube. Things are happening in this world and things are happening on this platform that is like, yo, I think you're oversharing, man. So some things is okay for you not to share. It's okay for you not to share certain things. Another way YouTube has changed my life is getting to connect with my audience online. Honestly, you guys are amazing. And also connecting with other amazing content creators. It's beginning to feel a lot more like there's that community out there. And I've gotten to work a lot more with brands in the past 1 year on both paid and gifted collaborations. This is something I'm really grateful for. And at any point, I always want to keep this in mind that I'm not where I used to be. And that is growth. I'm so grateful, guys. Thank you. Which brings me to the second part of this video, social media. Okay, guys, so I am going on a very long sabbatical of social media. Yes, the time is now. It's finally here. I've never taken a sabbatical of social media, but I am ready to quit Instagram and TikTok for a very long time. Yes. So I'm doing this not because I feel like social media is the devil. I hate social media. I can never do it as a content creator. I'm actually doing this because I really need to. In this period of time, I'm at a place where I have other priorities and I really want to focus on my health right now, which social media is not helping that aspect. So I really want to take out this time to also focus on other things, and hopefully I wouldn't get punished by the algorithm. Hopefully once I'm back to social media, I wouldn't have missed too much. I feel like I'm going to miss some relationships that I'm beginning to cultivate and have with other people. I feel like I'm gonna miss on that. I might miss on the brand sponsorships and brand collaborations, but you know what? I'm okay with that because this is the right time for me to take this social media break. I am very big on self-care. I'm very big on your well-being, looking after yourself. So if I feel like I need this, if I'm sure I need this, trust me, I'm taking it. So yeah, that being said, from the moment you see this video, I probably will be off Instagram and TikTok just for a while. And once I'm back, I'll share with you guys more on why I decided to take this very long break or quit social media. Do you have to quit social media? Absolutely not. Must you be on social media as a content creator? Absolutely not. It all depends really on what you want, your kind of person. I mean, some of the contents you create, you don't necessarily have to have an Instagram account for those contents. So it all depends on your person and the kind of content you create. Social media does have a lot of values to add to people's lives, and especially as content creators, it's a very useful place. However, I don't think that it should really replace the reality of things. I don't think social media should interfere so much with our real life, where it's beginning to feel like if we don't post on social media, we're not living life. If we don't post on social media, we can't achieve certain things. If we don't post on social media, how will the world know that it actually happened? It's like we're literally having to keep tabs up on social media. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but let me know if it resonates with you. But yeah, I really hope that I'm able to still make and maintain meaningful relationships of these social media platforms. And I'm really hoping the algorithm doesn't punish me too much. I'm going to show you some screenshots of what my accounts is right now. Guys, I am not a guru. I'm not claiming to know it all on social media. I'm constantly learning, and I'm very open to also sharing my experiences. Like I said, I have a blog post about content creation down below if you're interested in checking that out. I also have an accountability group where I share my challenges. You know, I like to put myself on a monthly challenge for 30 days or whatever days, and these are ways in which I'm able to hit my goals. So I do that on my accountability group and my newsletter. You can subscribe down below, and I really want to hear from you guys. Let me know your opinion about social media use, YouTube, content creation in general. Let's keep the comment section interactive below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching, and don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and in the meantime, keep shining. Bye. Check out this video.